Welcome back. We're reading a course on C++ programming with standard C++ and ISO standard C++. Course given by Suburaj Academy. We are in lesson 4A because 4A and 4B are covered in chapter 4 of my book, C++ book. So the title of the lesson is Reusable Software Development. How C++ have been organized to make it easy to develop a reusable software. Reusable C++ software. This is a very important concept. You should understand that, so that when you start practicing, you will be able to build reusable software. So putting the entire code in one file, that's what people do generally. Okay, and they use GoTo also, which is a very bad concept. They got many problems. So what you should do is, small is more beautiful. Break a program into number of logically separate parts. Logically, you split them and store them in separate files. That will help you to easily control the development project. So you should break the program into semi-independent programs, category-wise. What are the categories? Declarations, declaration of variables, etc., classes and structures, their own category. And procedures or operations are other category. What is declaration? No active part in it. The second, the active part, that is the procedures or operations. So declaration could be of this type, data types, both built-in and user-defined. Array is also user-defined data type. We are going to see more of them. Class is user-defined. Enum constants, macros, and symbolic constants. These are all declarations. And the procedural files are just contain the main function or other functions. You will be developing more functions other than main. So they are all to be stored in separate file. Understood? You have to separate, as far as possible, you break the program into number of semi-independent programs. Okay, and you store the declarations in one file and procedural file in another. Procedure is like functions. Okay, like main function. What are the very file types in C++? Files which do not contain executable functions can be stored with a .h extension. File name .h. Like, for example, myfile.h. So these files are called header files. Okay. And file containing main function or other function may be stored with one of the following extensions, either CPP, that's what you may use, like myfile.cpp. So extension .h, extension CPP. .h means a declaration, .cpp means the active file. We can include myfile.cpp, myfile.h, in the call myfile.cpp, and present the single file for compilation. See, once you have developed everything, when you want to compile it, build it, and run it, then in the myfile.cpp, you can include with one statement has include myfile.h. We have been including has include iostream with angle brackets. Same thing can do. So we can do that as a single file for compilation. The first named file can be very easily combined into the second named file by using hash include. This is the quotation mark, double quotation mark, myfile.h. This is a file. This indicates this file is developed by you, not developed by C++ community or C++ developers, other developers. It's not along with the system. This file is made by you, not imported with the system. So C++ standard library. C++ has got a standard library, very huge standard library, a large collection of standard libraries for carrying out various routine activities. For instance, the strings were treated as an array of characters in the earlier version of C++. As in C and C++ have the same concept of C before. Now, after 1998, the standard C++ simplified the usage of strings with a standard library. You will see how simple it is to use a string. Earlier, you have to have an array of characters and you have to insert a null character there, and many complications were there. All those complications have been removed by the standard C++ library. One of the advantages of C standard library is that the program contained therein are well tested and reliable. See, the files you get in the standard library, STD, we call it, they are all reliable because they have been tested thoroughly, not only by one person, by hundreds of programmers. The C++ standard library is available in a set of standard header files. So all the standard libraries are available in a set of standard header files, like IOStream. IOStream is a header file. To include the standard library supplied by C++, we use angle brackets around the name of the file as given below. Hash include IOStream. We have seen only IOStream so far, but we will be using more of them sooner or later. So the C++ standard library contains a large collection of standard libraries which can be included in any program by statement hash include IOStream, like this example, but you can have for the appropriate file. The C standard headers. So C also has a history and it has got a large collection of library functions. So stdio.h is very familiar to the C programmer. It is similar to IOStream in C++. Convo.h, string.h, they are available with .h suffix in C++ also. They can be used in C++ program needing those libraries can be used as it is. You can include, IOStream, you can put hash include stdio.h and do the same operation, but you can't use cin and cout because cin and cout are objects of IOStream. You can use scanf, printf. Okay, C++ does provide an equivalent library function for each C library function. stdio.h is available as C stdio. So, for example, C stdio is the equivalent of stdio.h provided by C++. Functionality is same. These two statements refer to the same library function stdio.h. So you should know what is a preprocessor directive. Preprocessor directive means before processing compilation, you give some directives so that you may include some files. Hash include is a preprocessor directive. When a compiler encounters, this is done before compilation. When a compiler encounters this directive, it carries out the following tasks. Number of things you do. When you say hash include IOStream, the compiler locates the file to be included. User level files are stored in filename.h to indicate the file will be in the current directory. The double quotes also indicate that it is a non-standard header file. Standard header file will not have a double quotes like IOStream. If such files are not found in the current directory, then the system will search the other directory. So what it does is it tries to locate the file to be included. It will see whether there is a double quote. If that's the case, then the user double. If not, it is systems. Or later, the standard library files will be located in the respective directories. So it locates the preprocessor directive, which is hash include. It is simply the preprocessor directive. It reads the file. Okay. If the file contains another hash include, it will fetch that also. So you can keep on including it, no problem at all. So if the file contains another hash include, then it will fetch contents of that file also. So instead of the above file as it is, the location where include directory is found. So what we're doing hash include IO stream, hash include is a preprocessed directory. So IO stream will be included before compilation. So there are, when you develop programs in C++, you will get different types of programs. Source code is about the code we write, what we've been writing, int main and all that. So the code guide is stored in .cpp extension. I've been storing all the files with .cpp. For instance, e1x1.cpp. After compilation, the file will be stored with the .o extension. You can see the .o files. Once you execute the program, you will see the .o extension. For example, e1x1.o. Then once we link the compile files using the linker to get a file we get a file with .exe extension. That is what is executable. Only after that only you can execute the program. For instance, e1x1.exe. So each file will have a CPP version, .pro version, .exe. So this file can be executed from the DOS prompt also. IDE like Visual Studio or CodeBlock make the file management and execution easier. So you will find three types of files when you are developing programs for in C++. So now I'm going to discuss another concept which is called namespace. Namespace is developed to avoid conflict. Okay. So there's a likelihood of clash between names because different programmers, hundreds of programmers working on the same project. They will they will be developing programs. So if there's a likelihood they use the same name, then there will be clash of names when we combine it later. See, the combination takes place later. So at that time, you may have problems. To avoid that, C++ provides a methodology for avoiding such clashes of names through what is known as namespace feature. Namespace is a grouping of data and procedures of a program and putting them in a namespace. Example, namespace stack. Sorry, I'm just giving an example. I am creating a namespace stack. So simple, we put namespace stack. Put the entire program here. So this, whatever is inside is known as, will be known with another namespace stack. Understood? It's like grouping. Suppose there is a function 1 in the namespace stack. You can identify that as stack : the scope resolution operator. Scope resolution operator, function 1. That means it will go to the stack namespace and locate function 1 there. There is a global namespace. C++ provides a single global namespace. So from that we can create new namespaces with the global namespace. Stack we created, that is the global namespace. Under the individual namespace called stack. So the global namespace count all namespaces. We can create new namespaces within that. std namespace is in the global namespace. It contains C++ standard libraries files. std is a very important namespace for C++ program development. And the C library functions, as I wrote, C library function can be used as it is in the C++ program. The C library functions are available for C++ programs in the global namespace with the .h. Sorry, the .h means C. Don't put .h. Okay, so some people do that. That's a mistake. Don't do it .h for standard C++ programs. It's required for C programs. The entire program files are located in the global namespace. Whatever program you write, it is placed in the global namespace. C++ provides a single global namespace. You can create a new namespace, but they are all in the global namespace. So the entire program is in the global namespace. What all are contained in the global namespace? Namespace std, C standard header files, user.dot namespaces, user programs, they are all in the global namespace. The standard library of C++ has a separate namespace called std, which is in the global namespace again. std is also in the global namespace. The user developed header files will be in the respective namespaces. The standard headers are the global namespace, C standard headers. Any other code which has not been specifically grouped in the namespace will also be in the global namespace. Got it? So global namespace we have, you can definitely avoid collision, name collision. The std namespace is there in the C++ standard library functions or in the std namespace. C++ standard library functions under std namespace are grouped under the namespace std. So I told you C++ standard has got number of standard classes and functions. IOStream is a class. In C in and C out are objects of the class IOStream. So they are all under the namespace std. Some of the libraries in std namespace are these are very interesting libraries which I will cover the entire course: string, stack, vector, list, map, and so on. There are many more. So these are some of the very popular libraries in std. We will be using string and vector in this chapter itself. Okay, map is there, multi-map is there. Okay, so the availability of libraries in C++ I can say simply enormous, large. If you know which library to use, your program development will be fast, more reliable. So when we use data structures outside the namespace, we can prefix the name of the, like we did, cout, std : cout. When we use because cout was outside std. So when we use the data structure outside namespace, we can prefix the name of the namespace to the identifier. So you know that std : cout, std : scene. Okay. When we use data structure outside namespace, we can prefix the name of the namespace. That's what we have done. For instance, if there is a function called push in the namespace called stack, and stack.push. We're very familiar to you because we use number of std : scene and cout. For repeated usage of the same identifier, say for instance push a number, it becomes a core to refer push often, many times. Similarly, you would not like to repeatedly put it. You can avoid that by using namespace. This can be avoided if you mention on top of the program that we are using stack namespace in the program. We are doing that now, using namespace standard std and semicolon. The stack program using namespace stack into main push here. See, the using namespace comes above the main function. That's what you should note. So namespaces provide a useful feature of avoiding name collisions, and the entire classes, library of classes, library of functions, library of objects, and whatever you write, whatever C libraries, they are all in the global namespace. You can create your own namespace within the global namespace. That's all in this lesson. Until we meet again. Bye-bye. Try to understand the concepts we discussed. It's a very important concept. That's why I put a separate lesson for this.